The world is full of bullies. Hi, I'm Jeffrey. I know something about bullies, and I don't need to say it, but you have to become, I know you're going to hate me for this, you have to become the anti-bully. That is your 2025 mission. Anti-bully. Be the change you want to see. That is the truest tea that I can possibly give you. You need to devote your entire life and existence to being the antithesis of the bullies. Coffee's ready.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
You have to become the anti-bully. That is your 2025 mission. Anti-bully.
Meanwhile,
let me tell you something about LGBTQ rights, about trans rights. This is only going in one direction. You will respect us. You can be upset. You can be angry. You can think it's unfair. You can feel like we're stealing something from you. But it's still only going in one direction. You will respect us.
Who the f*** do you think you are, you crazy little shit?
Now, since Jeffrey wants everyone to be anti-bully, and as that first video we just saw proved that Jeffrey himself is a bully, I guess that makes us all anti-Jeffrey. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a fairly quick and very crazy weekend Clown World update for you guys today, and as usual, we have very little time to waste, so let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this individual draped in the colors of the trans flag is Molly. Now, Molly is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a transbian or trans lesbian. Now, Molly posted this photo. The caption says, "Hey everyone, how do I look?"
You look ridiculous.
All right, let's keep it moving with this very quick clip of this fella who is part of the loving and tolerant left, and he hopes it's the last day on earth for anyone that voted for Donald Trump. Roll it.
Hey Diva, just a reminder, if you voted for Trump, I hope you die today. Love you, babe.
A black guy. Imagine that.
Now, I don't know if these people are severely misinformed or extremely dishonest or both. This fella's talking about the executive order that Trump signed banning biological men from women's sports, and he says that no real athletes are speaking up about it. Riley Gaines has been very vocal about this for several years, and she was directly impacted when she swam against, Leah Thomas in college. Roll it.
I'm just waiting for a group of very athletic, fit people to get mad about the trans sports thing. Everyone who's mad about it doesn't even work out. They definitely don't play sports. They're definitely not currently playing in the NCAA. I would love to see just a group of professional or college female athletes together speaking up about the threat of transgender people playing in their sports, because I don't think that they feel that way. Sports are doing fine.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
And that brings us to our next clip, which, as a Mainer, brings me great joy. Now, this just happened recently. Trump absolutely roasts Maine Governor Janet Mills because she doesn't want to follow his executive order banning biological men from women's sports. Roll it.
The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. and enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
Oh my goodness! That's the most badass thing I've ever heard.
Now, with all the TDS or Trump derangement syndrome we've been seeing, I actually think we're starting to see more EDS or Elon derangement syndrome now, as this fella, who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman, has a problem with Elon Musk's looks. Now, he's definitely going to describe a billionaire supervillain, but I don't think it's Elon Musk. Roll it.
Have you ever noticed how Elon Musk has resting rich asshole face? Like, he looks more and more every time I see him on camera or photos of him, like that caricature of an evil villain that you see in like old movies. It's like all of the joy and compassion and empathy is being sucked out of him.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Now, that's fine if that pink-haired fella doesn't like Elon Musk. A lot of people don't. But let's be honest with our analysis, sir. Don't describe Soros to a T and pretend you're describing Musk. Anyway, next up, so this lovely lady wants to deport all Republicans in MAGA and keep the illegals. Or she could just move to another country. Roll it.
How about we all mass deport Republicans and MAGA and keep the illegals? Because they know how to treat people, unlike MAGA.
She's fit for a straitjacket. This broad's 3 ways towards the weekend.
All right, next up we have this lady who still thinks people regret voting for Donald Trump. I mean, I'm sure there are a few out there, but I don't know anybody that regrets voting for Trump. However, I do know a bunch of people that regret voting for Joe Biden in 2020. Roll it.
It's time to speak up. This message is for anyone who ever voted for Donald Trump. I grew up in a Republican county in a Republican state. And so I understand what we've been told over and over. And I understand why some of you voted for him. I do. I didn't agree and I didn't vote for him, but I can understand how you got there. But I want you to know that any of you who are now realizing this isn't what you wanted, he lied to you. Any of you who are now feeling like you regret that mistake, I promise you, I will never say, I told you so. Not ever. I will run to you with open arms and say, welcome home, because the hate has to stop somewhere. And it stops with me. It stops with me. Come home. Come back to the rest of your American family. There will be some, like the cranky old relatives, who are going to talk like that to you, but it won't be me. And you have a place here. Come home and join us. Help us save our country.
Shut the up, okay? Shut the up!
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Now, I have to leave this muted because she's lip syncing to a copyrighted song. But look where she put her phone to film this. She tucked it up under her belly roll. I guess it's creative, if nothing else. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by Lego Lance and Sean Patterson. Lance and Sean, thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the kind words and support. So once again, today's video sponsors are Lego Lance and Sean Patterson. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, I think we've all seen enough of this young lady for one day. Get this off the screen, please. Oof.
Oh my God, look at that whale.
All right, next up we have this young lady who is a non-binary. Now, if you try to play along with these people, whether it be with the pronouns or gender identity, it is a lose-lose situation because they will always find a way to play the victim card. Roll it.
I'm actually non-binary and use they them pronouns. I definitely could see that. In the best way possible, you look like you'd be non-binary. Slay, they. You realize that isn't a compliment, right? Huh? Why? While it's validating I present the way I want to, my validation doesn't have to come at the expense of other non-binary folks who can't or don't want to look androgynous. Non-binary folks don't owe you androgyny. There's no right or wrong way to present as a gender because gender is a construct, and it's so much more than just how we look or dress, but who we are on the inside. Saying that there's a right way to look non-binary implies that there's a wrong way to look non-binary too, which plays directly into anti-trans rhetoric, violence, and impossible ideals of passing that hurt all of us, cis folks included.
What does any of that mean? Honestly, we don't know.
All right, next up we have this fella who is also a non-binary. Now, as you're listening to this, keep in mind, one of his best friends is Dylan Mulvaney, so that explains a lot. Roll it.
My friends are my lovers. I don't practice a relationship model that sees romantic love as more than friendship love.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, I treat my friends like people would treat their romantic partners. We're going out on dates. We're taking vacations together. We're making life plans together. We're sharing resources. And what that's meant for me is that I never have to fear being alone.
That has honestly got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of the second dumbest congresswoman in the U.S. House of Representatives, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known as AOC. Now, if you're wondering who takes the number one spot, that would be Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Elon Musk is not going after efficiency. He's not going after making these things better for people. He's trying to steal Medicaid so that he can enrich himself. He is trying to gut everything that is good in America for his own private profit. We have an obligation to resist kings. We have an obligation to resist oligarchs. We will work in the streets, in the courts. We can overwhelm them. We outnumber them. Understand our power in this moment. Don't give up our power. Don't shy away from our power. Every small action matters. There's not one act that is going to save all of us. It is going to be the constant pressure and commitment to saving our democracy. They cannot withstand the constant, consistent pressure. They will crumble under it. Every day, our job is to wake up and say, what can I do today? And so when they try to come in, make them show a document. Make them assert their authority. Ask them, who are you? Who are you? Because at the end of the day, they're no one. And he thinks he's got a bank account with a lot of zeros in it, that it makes him some kind of super citizen. I don't think so. This is America. We will resist. We will prevail. We outnumber them. They cannot sustain, and we cannot give up. America is not for sale.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
He's trying to steal Medicaid so that he can enrich himself.
You lying ass bitch.
2, 10, 12, 15. Oops, stepping on a. It's black. Anyway.